Hello and welcome to the course Mastering Penetration Testing with Kali Linux, brought to you by Pact Publishing. My name is Cristian Gredișteanu and I'll be your instructor for this course. Let's see what we are going to discuss in this course, starting with the first section, Getting to know Kali Linux. We will start our course with a brief introduction to Kali Linux. We'll then discuss about the hardware requirements and recommendations for this course. Installing Kali Linux in a virtual environment like VirtualBox will be discussed in the next step of our course. After that, we will take a look at how to install Kali Linux on a Raspberry Pi device. The size and flexibility that a Raspberry Pi offers makes it a great candidate for a pen testing machine running Kali Linux, of course. Continuing, we will get familiar with Kali Linux interface and tools. Keeping the Kali Linux distribution up to date is the next on our list, as updates represent an important part of every modern operating system, and Kali Linux makes no exception here. We will then continue with a discussion about creating our pen testing lab environment. This will allow us to perform penetration testing against machines that we are allowed to use, and more importantly, machines that are running vulnerable services. We will finish the first section with a networking fundamentals discussion. This should get you up to speed with the main concepts and terminology used throughout this course. We have a lot to discuss in this section, so let's get started with getting to know Kali Linux. This video will be a short introduction to Kali Linux. Things that we are going to discuss in this video includes what is Kali Linux, the reason of its popularity, because Kali Linux is a popular distribution among security professionals and pen testers, why you might want to use Kali Linux, and lastly, what's the typical Kali Linux user, or who will benefit most from using it. Kali Linux is, as its name suggests, a Linux distribution targeted at penetration testers and security professionals. But what is the main reason of its popularity and why you might want to learn more about it? Kali Linux combines over 400 pen testing tools and is the primary Linux distribution used by ethical hackers, security professionals, and pen testers. Kali Linux is based on a Debian Linux distribution, on top of which we can find all these tools that are invaluable for a pen tester. You might have heard of a predecessor of Kali Linux called Backtrack. This was another popular tool specifically designed for pen testers. Backtrack has been the base platform for what Kali Linux is today. This course is an overview of the main tools that are part of Kali Linux. We will see how to install Kali Linux, set up a virtual environment for testing, and use tools for reconnaissance, vulnerability assessment, password and hash cracking, and target exploitation. Now, to answer the last question, who will benefit from using Kali Linux? Well, Kali Linux has been developed with the idea of helping security professionals and pen testers to improve their network and system security. At the same time, this platform is used by hackers that are trying to identify and exploit vulnerable systems. In this course, we will learn Kali Linux from the pen tester's perspective by trying to identify and exploit vulnerable systems or services in our network, and then patching these vulnerabilities in order to increase our network's security. Now that we have a brief understanding of what Kali Linux is and what is it used for, in the next video, let's see what are the hardware and software requirements that will allow us to run Kali Linux on our machine.